From the Butler Cubs Athletic Association, it's the Coaches Roundtable. I'm Ed Codi. To my right, the Swami George Abraham. To my left, the Tiger Albert Campman. Hey, guess what, guys? We had high school football last weekend. Let's go to Spotlight. Top rushers. Boy, Mars, year in and year out, no one produces the running backs like Mars does. Teddy Ruffner had 254 yards rushing for the Fighting Planets. Denny Robinson of Rochester, 169. Joey Prentice, quarterback, North Catholic, 114. They come up with a quarterback every year. And Cooper Baxter of Butler, he had 104 yards rushing. Top passers, Cole Spencer, Pine Richland, completed 15 of 17 for 338 yards. William Moko of Slippery Rock High School, 239. Joey Prentice of North Catholic, he threw for 218 and gave him 332 total yards. Zach Clark of Freeport, 143. Cole Baxter of Butler, 123. He had 227 total yards. You'll be able to see Cole Baxter. We'll be at the Butler McDowell game this Friday night. Armstrong will bring that to you. Tape delay. Eric Boer of Karn City, he threw for 100 yards. And in receiving, how about this night? Eli Hokum of Pine Richland caught 5 for 200 yards.
40 yards of crack.
Yeah, 40 yards of crack. Nick Marr of North Catholic, 4 for 112 yards. Brett Galsik of Slippery Rock High School, 3 for 92 yards. It's been a while since the Rockets have thrown a ball like this.
Yeah, Galsik, his father was a star at Slippery Rock. I mean, he's a star, scholarship player, big-time player.
Here's one of the best players in the area, being heavily recruited, the 6'4", 220-pound tight end Khalil Dinkins of North Allegheny. He caught 4 for 86 yards. Charlie Cranebucker of Butler, 7 for 75 yards. And Michael Rupp of Karn City, 2 for 68. And Ben Lane of Freeport, 2 for 65. In high school golf, top scores, Nolan Nicholas of Seneca Valley at 34. Lahini Ranawira of Seneca Valley at 36. Tyler Figlioli of Butler at 37. Jake Mason of Freeport at 37. And Dante Rossetti of Seneca Valley at 38. And in college football, Butler grad Jake Cradle, he started his 8th straight game for Pitt at left guard in a 55-0 win over Austin Peay, which we'll talk about later. And North Allegheny grad offensive lineman Joshua Lugg, he played in Notre Dame's 27-13 win over Duke. He is known as the jackknife. He can play all 7 offensive line positions.
Every offensive line coach is looking for somebody like that, because of injuries. You never know when somebody's going down, and you better be able to. The Steelers have made a living on having a player like that on their roster every year.
And I mean, he could play center, guard, tackle, and if they needed him, he could plug him in at tight end too. How about that? Let's go to our football power rankings. Hey guys, last week I screwed up. I had a couple teams in the wrong classification.
I've done that before
so many
too.
Changes.
Yep.
In 6A, it's Central Catholic, followed by North Allegheny. Mount Lebanon, they've yet to play, and Seneca Valley, they've yet to play. And 5th is Hempfield. This 5th spot is it's going to change week to week with those teams winning and losing at that spot. And in 5A, it's Gateway, Pine Richland, Upper St. Clair, Penn Trafford, and South Fayette. In 4A, Thomas Jefferson, Bell Vernon, Aliquippa, Mars, and Highlands. In 3A, it's Central Valley, North Catholic, Avonworth, Elizabeth Forward, and Keystone Oaks. In 2A, it's Wilmington. They're going to open up this week, I guess.
They played last week.
Yeah,
Did they play?
Yeah, they played.
I couldn't find anything.
They played on Saturday night. That's why. They played on
Okay,
Saturday
that's
night.
why I didn't find it. It was Saturday
they played
night.
Saturday night.
Okay, so we instead of 0-0,
And by the way,
1-0.
you can write down W for them all 10 games.
Just write
it down.
You can write 6
Well, I
games.
usually do. They win 10 like
Well,
every year.
This is one
It's
of their best teams.
automatic.
This is one of their best teams ever.
And Beaver Falls second. That'll be a game between Beaver Falls
Beaver
and
Falls,
Wilmington.
Beaver Falls is right with them, though, yes.
McGuffey, Brentwood, and Washington in the 1A. Clairton, West Green, Burgettstown, Jeanette after that loss to Clairton 34-28. We're still going to keep Minner with that loss, followed by Olsh. And PG's girls soccer rankings, 4A, number 1 is Pine Richland. You'll see them here against Butler. We will cover that game, televise it. That's October the 5th. Number 2 is North Allegheny. And in 3A, number 1, Mars. 22-0 and 1 from last year, WPL and state champs. And in 2A, number 3, North Catholic. In boys, Post-Gazette soccer rankings. In 4A, number 4, Seneca Valley. And number 5, North Allegheny. And Albert, we will be there at Butler Intermediate School this Wednesday night. September the 16th, to bring you that soccer game through Armstrong. So that covers all of our rankings. Let's go to our stories of the week, and we have to start off with the NFL. The Steelers 26-16 over the Giants, and Ben looked pretty good. 221 yards, 3 touchdowns. Juju looks like he's maybe going to have a comeback year, 2 touchdown receptions, and then Benny Snell subbing for the injured James Connors had 113 yards rushing, and the defense just smothered the Giants' running game.
Yeah, good description of what went on. Very impressive defensively, how fast they are. They're everywhere. The pressure is relentless. They still give up big plays, but they're going to give up some. The key is the Steelers have a variety who they go to. You know, they can go to a lot of people. They got a lot of weapons.
A lot of weapons.
Yes.
I think their best receiving core they've had in a while.
And Saquon, I mean, when you hold him,
6 yards.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, that says something about the defense. That guy doesn't get held at 6 yards.
And it says something. The Giants do not have a very good offensive line.
No.
They're going to struggle. Now, they did make, the Giants did move the ball, but Daniel Jones made a couple of crucial errors in the red zone.
Oh.
Just forcing that ball, that pass, it just.
He got hit in the arm. He didn't see him coming. He didn't see him coming. It isn't like because the guy was open. It was going to be a touchdown. And
Did you think he was open?
yeah, he was
it
open.
didn't look
Yes.
that clear to me.
I thought he was open, and
Guy got his hand in it.
just as he's throwing the ball, the guy hit him behind.
What was Cam Hayward doing back there?
I don't think he knows either.
I wondered. Now, next up, they have Denver. They're favored by 6.5. Denver lost to Tennessee at home 16-14. And Denver has no one on offense that's going to scare any defense anywhere. And they lost their best defensive player in Von Miller. He's out for the year.
Cortland Sutton might be back by then, and if he is, he's a top 20 receiver. He didn't play last night. He was hurt. If he comes back, he becomes a big force for
But
Denver.
the coaching.
Yeah, they just struggle.
Denver's coaching.
They're very conservative.
And,
Very conservative.
and
I'm being
the
kind
other
when I
team
say that.
has the ball well into field. Now, he had missed a couple, but if he misses, you don't need your timeouts anyway. He let Tennessee run the entire last several minutes down with 3 timeouts in his pocket and got the ball back with 13 seconds.
I hate that.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
see that, it
understand.
makes no sense. You
No.
look at that.
What's he
and
say? He has them today. He can use them today at the bank.
You'd rather use them up, and then when your quarterback gets in there, whatever time you have, then
Yeah.
you use your 2-minute drill.
Well, they got to the
You should. That's practice
Hell,
every
they
single
got
day.
to the 40. You don't need in Denver. You only have to get to the other 40.
Yeah, the NFL's famous for that.
You don't have to get to the 20.
If you
With
looked
the
at all the
kickers
coaches in the NFL, they all do it.
They all
and,
do.
and I don't understand it. I don't understand it's the same way in the NBA. George talks about them. They don't foul
Down
at the end
9,
of the game.
Eddie, with 80 seconds. You need the ball 3 times. They don't foul.
And the other thing I would do, anytime I'm around midfield, 4th and 1, I'm going for it.
Oh yeah, got to.
I'm going for it.
In today's
Too many
world,
that punt.
the offenses
They
are too
punt all the
good.
time.
The offenses are too good.
Absolutely.
Hey, some surprising scores. The Ravens 38, the Browns 6. Lamar Jackson. This guy's not resting on last year. 20 of 25 for 275 yards, and he had 45 yards rushing. The Browns now, I'm not going to just bury them. It's a new coach. They had no exhibition games. Their timing's not there on offense. Now they try to fix things. They cut the kicker after the game. That'll straighten everything up for them.
Well, George made this point. George made the point last week that teams that had new new coaches. didn't have a chance to practice.
Yeah.
None.
Browns, Carolina, and the Giants all got spanked.
Yeah.
The only
But-
team
but,
that
yeah.
hung on Washington somehow won.
I'll
They
say
were down 17-0.
I'll say this about the Giants. They had that one drive where they went 90 yards in
Biggest play
19
in the game.
plays.
That was it. That's when
and
the
he threw the interception. That was impressive. This one caught me by surprise. If you told me there was a lock game, I would have said Indy's going to beat Jacksonville. And Jacksonville turned the tables on them.
Everybody
27
thought that.
to 20.
Yeah, everybody thought that except Jacksonville. And that's all that counts. Their quarterback believes he's going to win. He does a great job, and like George said, he has that long hair.
I was telling him,
and
Eddie,
the mustache.
they miss this guy. He wears a goofy headband and this and that, and everybody kind of chuckles, but he gets it done.
That was an impressive win. How about the Rams 20 and the Cowboys 17 in that beautiful, what is it, a $2.5 billion stadium with 68 or 70,000 empty seats. Overall, the whole project cost about $5 billion. I saw it last year when I was out in California when they were finishing it. It's an enormous. It's like a little city in its own. And the Rams looked better, a little better on defense. I don't know who designed those uniforms. They need to go back to fashion school, whoever did it. But I think the Rams are going to have a big bounce back year.
One thing for sure that I'll say on the show right now, NFL, not for long. So next Monday, when we talk next week, we'll say, oh, what happened to the Rams that game? What happened to the Steelers? You never know.
They didn't kick a 4th and 3 field goal either, Al.
Dallas didn't. I know. I didn't like it.
Yeah. I don't.
You can tie the game up. I think you should tie the game up.
Yeah.
There's certain times in the game you kick the field
goal.
down
4 or something. I get it.
Yes.
Not down 3.
Now, what the Rams wanted to do from last year, he knew he had to fix his offensive line, which I think they have. They looked a lot better, and shore up their secondary.
Good point, George.
Aaron Donald was in there.
Oh, is he
Offensive
looking
line
phenomenal?
play.
You see the interview with him?
He's a man. He's a man.
You see
child. He's a man.
He's in phenomenal shape.
Yeah, he is. He's a man.
Hey,
I
that
love
guy,
him.
that Kroenke, there's some entry fee, like $500 million, that you have to write the other owners or something, and most people go and get it. He wrote them a check for $500 million.
And they're not even done yet with the hotels
that's
and
what
the
they
shops
said,
and
no.
everything. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it to you. It's like a huge,
City, you said, huh?
it's like a little city of its own. It's
It
amazing.
has shopping mall inside and all.
Yeah, all the. Hey, Arizona 24, San Francisco 20, just what you were saying. Newly acquired wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. Houston got rid of him because he didn't get along with the coach. How many teams do you have players that don't get along with the coach? But you keep the player. He caught 14 passes for 151 yards.
Yeah, he's the best receiver in football, so that's really simple. It's really simple, but he also has a great quarterback. I've said all along that Murray was going to be outstanding. Year 2, look out for Murray. He's
got that
really
quickness,
He
got
can do
that
everything.
release.
He can do
I
everything.
talked to Buddy Morris after the game. He's a strength coach, and I said,
Used to be
hey,
at Pitt
good,
for years.
good game. He said, Coach, he said, it's hard to win in this league in the road.
Yes, it
They
is.
were very happy to win at San Fran. I don't know. It was expected. They were 7-point underdog.
You know what I'd say to Buddy? I'd say in normal years,
Yeah, no fans.
there's no road home this year.
No,
There's
there's no-
so
no
don't even use that word
Right.
to
Well,
me.
they got to stay out.
You know,
they
when
still
you
don't
play
home.
when you play in front of 60,000 fans in Seattle,
Yeah.
you can't hear yourself think.
I wonder
Now,
if
that's
down
different.
the road that's going to change in October. Not all these places are locked in for the year. Like Tennessee,
So some
Jacksonville's
fans,
allowing
some.
fans. They had fans the other day there. They don't
Yeah,
fill it up anyway.
now, since in Ohio, the governor there said that the Browns and the Bengals can have 6,000
Yeah, that-
per
So
game.
there's a number there.
There's
okay.
a number.
Well, it's usually having 30,000. College.
If they can get enough players healthy.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Saints 34, Bucks 23. Tom Brady 23 of 36, 239 yards, 2 TDs, 2 picks. They're out of sync there, just as you said. Not enough practice going on. How about the Vegas betting line, guys? There's more money on Tampa Bay than any other NFL team to win a Super Bowl. Twice as much as the Chiefs, 3 times as much as any other NFL team. And Vegas is rooting against Tampa because they'll take a beating if they win the Super Bowl.
Odds. It's the odds. They had great odds with Brady coming in. Everybody tries to get those odds. George and I do the same thing. You look for odd, but Brady's not near the same player. You understand?
43.
43 years old. He's not near. He used to be able to
catches up with
slide
everyone.
right, slide up,
Yeah.
make time. He's not near the same player.
When I saw the other day for value, Seattle, they're in the teens.
Uh-huh.
And they have a chance. I thought,
Yeah, they have
Because they have a quarterback, Russell Wilson.
the minute Brady went there, I got buddies calling me up. What do you think? I said, like the other day, that just looked like the ultimate sucker bet at 3.5.
And you understand, he played with all those receivers for New England, his go-to guys, Edelman, and for years. They knew his moves. He knew their moves. That's not going to happen overnight.
He's not even near this. I'll say it, but at that time, he could do a lot of things. He could run for a first down. Not run, but I'm talking about slide for a first down.
Yeah.
Now he just can move 2 inches right, 2 inches left.
And there was a pick six. It was big.
no, it's
Zig of
everything.
the
It was
Zag.
big. It's everything.
It was that-
He misread it.
yeah, that's
totally.
and I'll tell you, Arians was not easy on him.
He's not going.
He's not. He can't be. That's
no,
his style.
it's in his.
Yes.
Hey, New England 21, Miami 11. Cam Newton 15 to 19, 155 yards, 15 carries for 75 yards, and 2 TDs. And it looks like they put enough in there and did enough things with him and schemes to take advantage of his talents.
Well, that's the only way you can play with him.
Yeah.
The big thing is he's been hurt for the last 4 years. Now, if he gets through this year without getting hurt, you know Belichick's the devil. Like Carolina, he did not play
Yeah.
more than 4 games last. I mean, he got hurt every year because he got hit. He ran
15 carries.
He ran him that much.
never-
If he plays that ever and does not get hurt, I'll
Well,
be
what
shocked.
I saw, they did more counter moves.
Well, they
with
did great
him
things
running
with
to
him.
the
But
outside.
he's still running.
rather than him running
He's
still
not
gonna
carrying
get
that
hit.
ball 240 times.
No.
No, but I'm
If
saying
he
that's
does,
their
he
plan,
won't be
though.
there.
But that's their
Right.
plan.
It's just like Goskowski. He didn't miss a field goal for the devil ever. He missed 3 Monday night.
One game.
And an extra point.
Right. Hey, NFL, no fans, no problems. Each NFL team, they got their TV revenue money, $296 million
That's
a
all.
team.
That's why they had to play.
Worried about what?
That's why they had to play. They weren't worried about fans.
That check was in there before the ball was kicked off
They
in
weren't
the
worried
opening
We said
game.
that- We said that here the other day, weeks ago. The fans were not their concern.
$15 billion.
Eddie, you made the
hanging there.
point 2 weeks ago. It's not the owner. Owners are happy. They're smiling. It's the businesses around the area.
They get
That's
hurt.
who's
Well,
hurt.
you
That's
see-
who's hurt, not
you-
the
you-
owners.
And the salary cap's going down
Not the
next time,
owners.
too.
Oh, it's
Next
going
time.
down.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
the NFL ratings, guys, they got bombed. They got bombed, starting with the Thursday night game with the Chiefs in Houston, down 16.1% from last year's 2019 opener. I think it was the Steelers in New England. Sunday night, the Cowboys and Rams took a massive hit, only 14.8 million watched, down from 22 million from a year ago. All games a decline from 2019 week 1, down double digits.
Interesting.
Well,
Very interesting.
I'm just going to offer this take. You guys tell me what you think. I think a lot of people want to go to the games. They don't want the politics involved. They don't want to be
Well, they
involved
can't
with
go now,
politics
so
or
they-
whatever. But, some had fans, some didn't. But even watching it on TV, they just want to watch the games as an escape from what's going on in the so-called real world and just watch a game without any politics. That's my opinion. You guys are free to comment.
I don't
however
know
you
the
feel.
I don't know the politics you're talking about. What politics?
Sitting
I just
down
think
for the national anthem.
protests and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
so we're
players
talking about
flocking.
the racist. I know, I get it.
Yeah.
It's the racist. That's what it is. Straight
well,
shot.
for whatever,
that-
people
that-
aren't turning on the
That's what it
TVs.
is.
They're
That's
not
what
doing
it
it.
is, though. It's us white people that are turning off because they don't want to see the black guys try to get equal with us. And it's a fact. You ask me to speak, that's what it is.
And then I heard someone on ESPN say that a lot of the players feel forced to join in on what's going on in the games and on the sidelines. That I don't know about. We're not privy to the locker rooms. I don't know where he got his information. He just feels a lot of them feel forced or compelled to do this. So this controversy is going to linger for a lot of times, a long time throughout this whole season.
See if they bring the people back. That's when you'll know.
That's when you know.
that's
because-
what you know for sure.
Because television,
Yes.
I hate comparing television numbers,
But-
especially being in a communication.
well, here's
There's
the-
so many different ways to get that game.
But here's the thing, George. The NFL only makes 16% of its revenue from gate receipts. The bulk of its money comes from TV eyes.
Right, but
That's
I'm
where
saying,
their money
But
comes
I'm
from.
saying there are other ways, like his
Streaming.
son-in-law.
Streaming.
He watches the highlights the next morning.
They stream a lot of things. A lot of things
He-
are streamed now,
It's
yes.
not like the old days
Well-
when everyone at 10 o'clock watched Mannix.
But if you're ESPN and you're NBC and so forth, they're concerned.
Oh, yeah, they would be.
They're
yeah.
worried.
They
It's
would
a
be.
huge draw. And you know why? They lose advertising.
Oh, they would be. No
the
question about it.
advertisers
Oh, sure,
want the
no,
eyeballs.
the advertisers go by how many people view
How many
it.
eyeballs?
The rate, yeah.
Yep.
Hey, college football, Pitt 55, Austin P nothing before 67,000 yellow seats.
Is that kind of normal?
First 6 drives, touchdowns, 42 to nothing. How about Austin P? They lost to Central Arkansas, played Pitt. Their season ends this Saturday with Cincinnati. Why?
How about
a 3-game
Wait a
schedule?
minute. You're missing the best part. They don't have 2 sets of uniforms. They shouldn't be
kidding
playing
me?
Pitt. No, I'm not kidding.
Hey,
They have
funny.
1 set of unis.
Oh,
Hey,
jeez.
and Pickett threw for 279 yards like there was no one watching anyone.
No.
And then they said, well, Narduzzi's now 5-1 in openers. Okay, he's 5-1. Youngstown State, Albany, Delaware,
Think of that.
Villanova, Austin P. The only game he lost, he played Division I Virginia and lost to them
Who
in
would
an
write
opener.
that? Somebody should fire for
In the-
writing
in the
writing
paper.
that. Like Eddie. You follow Pitt
They
close.
write 'em.
You knew that right away.
I knew that right away.
Oh, man.
They're so afraid to be critical. The guy the other night on the 11:30 show said he's not injury prone. He just gets hurt a lot. Connor. Didn't he get hurt again?
Yeah, he had ankle injury.
I feel bad for him. I do.
I do,
feel
'cause he
really
worked
bad.
so
Oh,
hard.
no, there's
He's-
nobody,
I root for
nobody in
him.
the world thought he'd ever come back and play football at all.
Right.
Now
Yep.
Pitt finally cracked
Up
the
25.
AP top 25.
So the dudes is happy now?
I don't know that they belong. Well, Jerry DiPaolo's probably happy.
Yes.
But to me, Army made number 25 in USA Today, and they had 2 impressive wins to open the season. They would give Pitt fits with their running attack. But
They're bringing young games canceled.
Pitt will be home against Syracuse this Saturday. It's a noon game. Syracuse lost 31-6 to North Carolina.
Did you know the score in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, it was
10-6.
close.
That's
Yeah,
the guy that's
it
going to
was
lose his job. That's the guy that's going to get fired.
Syracuse.
Babers is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. They thought he really had his thing going in the right
Yeah,
direction.
yeah.
They're going the other way.
After
They're
the
going,
1 year when he
they're
had a
going
real
the
good
other way.
quarterback,
Yes,
he
sir.
won 9 or 10.
Yes.
He wasn't able
Yes,
to do it.
Eddie, yes.
West Virginia 56, Eastern Kentucky 10. The Mountaineers 624 yards of offense. Here's what Eastern Kentucky head coach Walt Wells said. We need to do a better job of tackling. Okay, coach, better job of tackling. Now, the week before, Marshall beat you 59-0. Coach, you got some problems there besides tackling.
Well, the truth of the matter is, Eddie, is you lead those kids at Eastern Kentucky and at Austin Peay who thought they should be playing Division I.
They should be playing each other.
No, but they
And they
do.
know
They thought,
that.
why
Right.
didn't I get picked up by West Virginia? I want to go West Virginia. Well, they're not good enough. There's a big difference between those
Absolutely.
two. There just is. And they're good players.
Hey,
they're just not as good as
There's
those
no
players.
doubt in my mind that Slippery Rock team last year, 14-1, they'd give Austin Peay or Eastern Kentucky.
No, they wouldn't, though. No, they wouldn't.
I
No.
think they.
There's a difference there, too.
Well, they couldn't do any worse than what those teams did against West Virginia and Pitt.
That
Let
may
me
be
put
true.
it that way.
That might be true.
Hey,
Remember the year IUP went to Youngstown and lost 3 quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference. There's this
Right.
classification difference. Just keep going down.
Hey, was it the Big 12 or now the Little 12?
How about that?
Louisiana Lafayette was 0-26 against Power 5. They go in to play number 23 Iowa State and shellac them 31-14. Arkansas State, they beat Kansas State 35-30. They hold them to 2.3 yards rushing. And then I turned on Coastal Carolina and Kansas, and I'd say, wait, they got this score wrong. It was 28-0 in the second quarter. And it ended up, 38-23. Second year in a row they've beaten Kansas.
I blame Miles for that one. I really do. I use it very seldom. They had 600 yards, and Coach Carolina had 300. You should win the game. You should win
Absolutely.
You should win the game. So you turn the ball over.
They
you
weren't ready to
penalties.
play.
That's what I'm saying. They were not ready.
And why weren't they ready? Because they lost the year before to this
They
same
should have
team.
been, yeah. Exactly.
That's what happened last year, though. I remember like it was yesterday. About a week later on a Friday night, they went to BC, getting a ton of points, and they murdered BC at BC.
Makes no sense.
Well,
There's
the
something wrong.
biggest
Yeah.
one there is Lafayette. I'm telling you, it's an old Saban assistant. I think the guy is. They're good.
Kickoff return for touchdown,
Oh,
punt
my.
return for
Special
touchdown.
teams, good point,
So
Eddie.
Yeah.
caution is be careful which rent-a-wreck you schedule.
Absolutely.
Let's elsewhere. How about Georgia Tech spoils Mike Norvell's debut
Oh.
at Florida State, 16-13. Here's the same old problem at Florida State. Why haven't they been any good the last 7 or 8 years? They don't have a quarterback.
Quarterback or offensive line.
Line.
They both of them, and that combination is deadly, Eddie. You got the culprit on this whole thing, Jimbo Fisher, left it in disarray because he started recruiting kids that were flunking out, didn't care about anything, ran away from the posse, got away with how much million, George?
$70 million.
$70 million, and nobody's recovered from that yet.
He's another Jimmy Johnson
Hey,
like
I have to tell you,
college football.
to put that slop on the field coming from the state of Florida, where there's enough talent that you literally can draw a circle.
Right.
It's all. I watched that game. They are awful.
Yeah, they stopped
Yeah.
getting them.
I'll tell you who
That's what I'm
looks
saying. They stopped getting those players.
who looks good. I don't know who's going to beat him. It's Clemson, 37-13. Well, Trevor Lawrence just he's just
They got a pro.
He's
He's a pro
phenomenal.
quarterback. Yeah, he's
just
a pro
phenomenal.
quarterback. I'll tell you, you can beat him. Ohio State if they get a chance to play.
Well, we don't have enough time to talk about that mess. Hey, Major League Baseball, the Pirates have now lost 6 straight, swept in Kansas City 11-0 on Sunday, losing a doubleheader to the Reds. They're now 14-32. Is there such a thing as a mercy rule to end the season?
Should be.
You know, at one time, Albert,
Launch angle.
after 2015, I had high hopes that the glory years were returning. I'm convinced now they're never coming back.
4 winning seasons in
Never
28
coming
years.
back.
4 winning seasons, Eddie. 3 of them were under Clint Hurdle. Let's run him out of town. 3 out of 28 years and bring this guy in who's going to have beer showers.
Launch angle beer showers.
He had all the tricks, didn't he?
Velo, he had it all
Fun
figured out.
culture. He was going to have a fun.
They're having
They had a great. They said, "Oh, this new pitching coach is phenomenal."
They did say that. They said that.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah. What Chad
Series
Cole-
didn't know what he was doing. That's what they're saying.
Chad Cole, 2 in the third innings. He
Yes.
threw 70 pitches, walked 6, gave up 9 runs.
And all their pitchers are getting hurt. So all what's going on with this, all this stuff they're doing.
I have no hope that they're ever going to
So
return
discouraging.
to glory days.
Well, they don't spend any money.
No.
And what's going to happen? They're getting into that old thing where now people won't come here again. Remember
I'm
when
one of them.
No, the free
Yeah,
agents.
if he doesn't
they
go-
won't
I
come.
thought it was about
He
fans. You're
doesn't
talking
go.
about
Oh,
no,
free
no
agents.
fans anyway.
Oh, why would the players
Hey,
come?
no,
But, in the old days, like the catcher from Toronto came, they were coming for a while.
Yeah, Martin, they got Martin. I know.
Let me ask you this, okay? In the majors, Tampa Bay 30-17, Oakland 29-17, the White Sox 30-16. Let's throw the Dodgers out 32-14. Those three have things in common with the Pirates. Look at the difference.
Well, one thing for sure, I'll say this: the White Sox went out and spent like crazy.
Yeah, they did,
So
Eddie.
so throw them out.
This
But
year.
Tampa
Well,
Bay.
no, that's my
but
point,
Tampa
though.
Bay-
They did.
But good point. But
They
Tampa
did.
Bay and Oakland have been a tremendous job of having great farm systems.
Yeah.
So they trade. That's why they get their players. They'll trade 2 of their prospects for a good player. Then they'll go back. Pirates have no farm system either. That's the other thing.
There was hope one time. I remember when we were in the air
Yeah,
a few
that's
years
hope
ago.
gone.
Oh, yes.
You thought their farm
I
system.
did. That's when they were good. When they had Glasnow and that crew in the farm system, they were coming through. They have nothing now.
Hey, this is Major League Baseball. Atlanta 29, Miami 9. I thought it was a football score. Milwaukee 19, Detroit nothing. The Mets 18, Toronto 1. This game is so deteriorated. It's nothing what
To
like
the nth
we
degree.
used to enjoy.
They'll try to push it down my throat that they have good players playing. I watch. Outfielders can't judge the baseball. Pitchers all throw the same way. 97 straight, and the batters all try to hit home run every bat. How fun is this,
There
Eddie?
you go. Hey, quickly, National Hockey League Conference Finals. Tampa Bay shows up the East. They are really good. Great goaltending, speed on offense. And then in the West, Dallas should take care of.
The one that's
They did.
Vegas.
Dallas did it.
It's
Dallas
over.
did it.
I didn't catch that
Yep,
score.
Dallas did
So
it.
it's Dallas at Tampa Bay. I like Tampa Bay to take the cup.
I sure hope Dallas wins.
What's that?
I sure hope Dallas wins, I said.
The Tampa Bay, if they do win, will anyone notice down there?
Yeah, that's true.
Anyone care?
Tampa's the favorite, though. Tampa will be the favorite.
Tampa is the favorite, and the Pens trade their third best center, Nick Bugstad, to Minnesota for a conditional 2021 draft pick. So they continue to clean house down there. And I want to finish on this note. Wish happy birthday to former Butler High School head football coach and athletic director Art Bernardi, who turned 92 over Labor Day
That's a life.
weekend. Semper Fi, Coach. We've run out of time. We will see you next week.